What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, welcome back to another edition of Quita in the Mornings. My name is Quita. We are in the mornings. We're going to have a good time talking about women's hoops, so make sure to grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, whatever you drink in the morning, grab that, and let's have a discussion. Because I got some news to tell y'all, and we're going to just talk through straight facts, and you all can figure out whatever you all want to think about the situation. And also, guys, um, I also want to highlight the month that was in May and talk about some of the amazing players who were doing their thing in May. Also, we're going to talk about just overall uh, all WNBA honors for May. We're going to talk through the games that are happening tonight, and we got a whole lot of other stuff to talk about as well. So make sure to hit that like button as y'all are hopping in. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel because while I'm still on the road, I will be back soon, but while I'm still on the road, I'm like, you know what? I cannot leave y'all in the lurch. I have to, like, we gotta still have the daily shows of Quita in the Mornings. And so, yeah, thank y'all for rocking with me, even on the road. I know the sound is probably not the best. I know the video is probably also not the best, but hey, we are trying to work with what we got here. Okay. So let's actually get to it. Shout out to the people who are watching live, the morning gang and the replay gang. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. Okay. So let's get to it. And the first topic is that, man, Suspect has a lot going on. If you all remember, sort of months and months and months ago, when the WNBA released their schedule for this season, all the various teams they all did some sort of like video that they put out, right? It was supposed to be like a funny thing, something just grabby that can get people to engage. And for the Chicago Sky, they ended up walking like the tunnel area that connects the Wintrust parking garage with Wintrust Arena, and they did the suspect challenge. And they're running down and they say suspect blah 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 blah. And when it got to Seattle, this was during the height of the internal, I think it was the internal investigation and by Seattle and all that stuff with Jewell Loyd and whatnot. And they were like, Suspect just has a lot going on. Like, they weren't even trying to be funny or whatever. It was just like, Suspect has a lot going on. And that truly, truly is the Seattle Storm right now. They got a lot going on, guys. So what in the world is going on in Seattle? Jewell Loyd left the team, or got traded, I should clarify. She got traded from the Seattle Storm and ultimately got traded to the Las Vegas Aces. And this is one of those things where she wanted to leave. And we're going to talk more about that in a sec. But yeah, she wanted to leave. Now she's out. But her stuff has resurfaced very recently over the weekend. And Yueru, a current player for Seattle, post player, very tall, Chinese national, she wants to get traded. There was reportedly a WNBA investigation that broke yesterday, which actually turns out not to be an investigation, but it turns out to be something else, and we'll talk about that as well. But it leads to a lot of people being very confused as to what in the world is going on in Seattle. What about this Jewell Loyd situation is still lingering in Seattle? What's going on with Yueru? Why does Yueru want to go out? And why does both of these stories drop on the same day when there's nothing else to talk about in the WNBA because there's no games happening? So let's talk through it and let's hopefully make sense of what is going on. Okay, so first up, to talk about the Seattle Storm, we got to talk about Jewell Loyd, right? that's, of course, first things first of what we have to talk about. Oh, actually, no. Let me pull up the Jewell Loyd slide. There we go. First up, we got to talk about Jewell Loyd. So, after a bunch of seasons with the Seattle Storm, with championship, Finals MVP, Jewell Loyd, she asked to leave Seattle this offseason. But it wasn't just for basketball reasons. Towards the end of last year, Jewell Loyd ended up filing a complaint against the Seattle coaching staff, alleging harassment and bullying related to player performance. Now, the Seattle Storm, they hired a law firm to investigate. So Seattle paid for an internal investigation, an external investigation of what was happening there by a law firm. And the law firm released their findings, and it turns out no violations, nothing. The law firm was not able to prove what was alleged. And then after the investigation was over, and they said, you know what, nothing to see here, nothing happened. After that, Jewell Loyd officially requested a trade from Seattle. She wanted to be out. Is that a coincidence? No, that's not a coincidence. Okay, that's not a coincidence at all. And Jewell Loyd, actually, she has a new podcast where she's actually doing a whole lot of talking and giving people a sort of inside look as to what in the world is going on with her and what was going on with Seattle and whatnot. And I do want to play a clip of what she talked about. Okay, I do want to play a clip of what she talked about her last season with the Seattle Storm. Because remember, now she's with the Las Vegas Aces, but she is talking about her last season with the Seattle Storm, which saw a lot of new changes to the team, right? We saw NECA, Skylar get added to the squad, in Seattle. Instead of being just like a team that was just trying to tread water, they became a team that was actively looking to win a championship. And so that's something to note. That is something to note. But yeah, let's go through what Jewell Loyd said on her podcast. And the podcast is called The Warehouse. Okay.
Like, we want to win. Like, it didn't just happen by chance. Like, we had a certain culture. We had a certain, standard of how we handle things, how we treat people, and all those things. And we kind of swayed from that. And so that was, my biggest thing. And so in 24, it's like the value of people was lost. And that's really, really tough to try to go and compete and win a championship when the value of people are just not there.
And someone like you, I know you're a big people person.
Oh, God.
You're the ultimate,
people.
I would tell anyone this. If Jewell was in real estate, I swear she'd be like a crazy multi-millionaire real estate mogul. She could sell water to a well. Like, she could just bond with people, get with people. Like, she brings a smile at you and everything. But to hear that coming from someone like you was so shocking in a sense.
100%. It's like I always gotta find a solution. And if I can't, then I bring people I know that can help. Like, what do I do? How do I do this? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, can you help? Like, are you good at this? And no one knew. Like,
yeah, it was. If the messaging is not clear and there's not consistency, then what are you really dealing with? And so I watched you. You got stuck in the lies, and you can't be told one thing and then you confront. I mean, how many meetings were you in with ownership? Like, it's just. You tried. Like you tried.
Right. Yeah.
Like a lot of pros, we just said, all right, let's just get the season over with and let me get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You kept trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Which I think because you cared about all your teammates.
For sure.
And they were all being impacted.
Yeah. I saw what it did to them. Like, they saw how I was being treated, and it affected them. I'm like, no. Like, I need you guys to still, like.
Well, the thing that was, how do I say it? It was really, upset.
Basically, what I'm trying to give you all a sense of what Jewell Loyd felt at the time, right? She talked about, in this podcast, and this podcast is over almost 2 hours long. So listen to the whole thing. It's actually very revealing. She talks about something about Muffet McGraw that I had no idea ever happened. and the fact that Muffet McGraw like actually discouraged her severely from leaving Notre Dame early, and then ultimately ended up apologizing later on. But anyway, it's a very interesting listen to the whole thing. But basically, the crux of the issue is that Jewell Loyd is, in the podcast, she's alleging that, the ownership, coaches and whatnot, they lied to her about just stuff that was happening last year. And it's very, 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 very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. And I just want to, I'm gonna play like maybe another minute or so of this just so you all can get more of a sense, but truly, truly listen to the podcast itself. The podcast is called The Warehouse. And I highly, highly, highly recommend you all listen to the whole thing.
Setting was how the people that they viewed as supporting you, they started marginalizing them also.
Yeah.
Now that part, like, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like, there's something really off, like, to do that. Like, where you're so on a mission that you're just not seeing the room, because those are really nice people.
Right.
And it was wrong.
They're the warehouse people.
Like, you suck. They can beat on you all they want, but like to go.
Yeah. But that's what like made me like upset. It's like, you could like treat me whatever. Yeah. I'm fine. I got tough skin.
Right,
like,
you were in the war. You were in that war. You were fighting to delegate for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Fight me. Yeah. Don't take it out on anyone else. Like that's weird. Like fight me. Like I have enough in my tool belt to fight this battle. Like I'm the one meeting with you guys. Like, I'm trying to fix this, but like don't bring anyone else involved.
Yeah.
That's just like, for what?
Oh no.
Dude, like let her land. So like, anytime you're like, we're very aware of like, do not injure any of us, but mainly do not injure Sue. Like, please don't.
I love how you're the bodyguard for Sue.
Oh my gosh, like, anyone got you close, we're like, bro, like pulling the practice jersey back, like I don't know all these things. I'm like, I trust you, like figure it out, And so she's doing the work, and I'm like, oh, we don't know if this could happen, And I told them like, I don't want to know until you actually absolutely know that I'm going somewhere. So she didn't really talk to me.
The support staff, really, you had a great bond with them too.
Yeah.
Security guards, secretaries.
Oh my God, they were awesome.
You got like And again, that's the epitome of her. Like, she's talking about how awesome.
I'm dropping the link in.
She means it. That's what we want to be. Like, see people for who they are, not like the job title they have or the position. You see 100%. Them as people.
Yeah, no, awesome. It's phenomenal. Like having that, I was like, damn, my vision.
She's talking about leaving the Seattle Storm and the relationships and the people that she connected with while she was there.
It's changed, and I'm like, has it? Because I really want to win a championship. And so I had to like refocus. I'm like, I want to win a championship.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I realized that my relationship with Ezzy, Jordan, everyone that I, we're really close to, those things are solid.
Yeah.
Solid. And them saying like, they're going to be okay, like go and do what you need to do was like,
the ultimate blessing.
God, my gosh. Like, it's just like rip the band off. I'm like, I appreciate you guys for like seeing that and knowing what we all went through. And then everyone understanding like, it's time. Like you've done everything you could.
Yeah.
Like we have appreciation. Like we won championships here. I have a very, very special place in my heart for Seattle. And even ownership, like AV, like she drafted me a kid. Like you take a chance on a kid who's the youngest in the league. Like that's not, like they took a chance on me. So I'm forever grateful for them for allowing me to start my dream. But my dream it's not done. No. Like, well, I'm going to get traded. Like that's where we are right now. Like, what does that look like? I have no fucking idea. Never I don't know how this works out. Like, where do I want to go? I just want to get out of Seattle. Like, I just want to start over and help whatever team that wants to embrace me as a player, person, business owner, whatever that is. And like, I want to win.
No, definitely. And I know the conversations we had, like, we were texting, you're like, yo, I might not be here in the next 3 days. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like,
we couldn't.
Well, when you asked me, you said you went through all your list of teams. You said, okay, where do I go?
Yeah.
I go Vegas.
Yeah.
Go to Vegas.
I'm like, there's no way they're sending me there. Like, why would you send me to Vegas? Like, there's no,
Well, that's where I thought, because of how they treated you, helped you. And then I thought you holding them accountable helped you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had the meeting where you had them investigate themselves.
Yeah.
You would have got what you wanted. I don't think you would have. I don't think you'd have been leveraged.
Yeah.
But I think by them getting exposed and having to deal with some of that out in the public, I think that helps your position. I do. I believe that. I don't know if I can prove it.
Maybe. Yeah. No, I was.
Because I agree with you. Like, why would you, if you're in the same conference, give the best team your best player, even though they tried to make it like you weren't, but were.
I just didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, but that goes. Yeah, so
I was in shock.
So when you were.
So basically, she was just talking just there about her getting traded to the Las Vegas Aces and how she was actually very happy about it. She didn't think that was going to happen, but she got traded to the Aces and she's very happy and yada yada yada. Anyway, it's a great listen. Listen to the actual full podcast. It's a good like hour and 45 minutes of your time. It's a really good listen, I would say. But anyway, let's continue on. I wanted you all to hear directly from Jewell Loyd about this. So basically, last year was not a good year for Jewell Loyd. On the court and off the court, there were things that was alleged by Jewell related to the Storm itself, coaches and whatnot. And she had them do an investigation on themselves. They hired a law firm. They found nothing, and she requested to get traded. She ended up getting traded to probably the best situation possible, getting traded to the Las Vegas Aces. And now here we are. So, now we are here, and more stuff is coming up about Jewell Loyd, and it's like, why? What happened? What recently happened? Because that's old news. That's last year. What recently happened was on this past weekend when we saw the rematch between Seattle and the Las Vegas Aces, which is where Jewell Loyd plays for. After that game was over, there is a complaint that was put out there that said that a Storm coach, not the head coach, so not from what I understand, not Noah Quinn, but another coach, like I guess assistant coach or something, had allegedly cursed at a former Seattle Storm player. Now, when you look at the roster for the Las Vegas Aces, I mean, it's pretty obvious that that former Seattle Storm player is Jewell Loyd. Now, do we know 100% sure that it is Jewell Loyd? I mean, I'm like 95% sure that this is in relation to Jewell Loyd, okay? Because who else would they be talking about? All right, who else would we be talking about? And yeah, so that's the thing right there. And also, I do want to give a shout out to Christina Williams of Girl Talk TV. She's the one, well, at least I saw her as the one who kind of broke the whole thing that's happening with Jewell Loyd yesterday, or a former member of the Seattle Storm roster. So anyway, Christina put out there 2 tweets, specifically on this topic that I want to talk about. She first said, per sources, there is currently an investigation being launched into the Seattle Storm coaching staff by the WNBA and league security. That's initially what she put out. She learned more information. She revised her quote, or her tweet, and then said, and then basically like, it's not an investigation. It is a complaint. Okay. So she says, after that, she said, a source with knowledge of the situation tells iHeart Women's Sports the league is reviewing a complaint from a former Seattle Storm player who alleges an assistant coach directed profanity at them. Now, to be truly, truly transparent with you guys, I was shocked that this is a thing. Because from what I understand, coaches curse a lot, players curse a lot. It's, so I wonder if it has to be more than just cursing. But that's what we have right now, right? So also we did see from Annie Costabile yesterday. She ended up saying that the league did review the incident, and that they're not doing any fines, no suspensions, no nothing. There is no ongoing probe around this situation. But that's what we have. All right. We have a Storm assistant coach who allegedly cursed at a former Storm player, which is almost certainly Jewell Loyd. All right. And I believe this took place after the game was over. Not a investigation. This is just a thing that has been put out there. Now, no formal punishment is happening for this. I doubt any formal punishment actually happens with this. I think this is just a thing that happened that was reported, and that's it. Again, we don't know exactly what was said or anything like that, but that's what we know. That's what we know at this point. Okay, but again, like the idea of like just someone yelling profanity to me does not seem like that big of a deal. Now, again, you all know me. Y'all know I don't curse. I don't drink. I don't curse. I don't smoke. Like I am not in favor of people who curse. But I know a lot of people who curse. There's a lot of people who curse around me all the time. Like, it is what it is. I'm not personally offended by it. I just choose not to do it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. However, we don't know exactly what was said. We don't know the way it was said, and so whatnot. So it is what it is. That's the news. All right. So not only did they have that in the news around the Seattle Storm, we also learned yesterday that Yueru wants out of Seattle. Yueru has requested a trade. A thing to note, guys, is Yueru is a talented player who just hasn't really found her footing in the WNBA. She stands at 6'7". She joined the Seattle Storm this past season and to make a pretty big impact, right? Yueru is not a household name, I would say, in America or in the WNBA, but she is a big time player in China, right? She led, she's a leader of the Chinese national team, right? She's 6'7", one of the tallest players in the league, and she came to Seattle as a part of, I believe it was a part of that trade that sent Jewell Loyd. It was a 3-team trade between LA, the Aces, and Seattle. And Yueru in that trade ended up going to Seattle, getting traded to Seattle. And, I think there was a thought of, okay, well, maybe this could be really, really good for Yueru because she's a good player, right? But she just needs to develop more post moves and get a bit tougher. And it was a thought that, okay, well, maybe this is going to be a good thing for Yueru, going from LA, going to Seattle. But she has barely played in the games so far, right? She was originally quick backstory for Yueru. She was drafted in 2019 by the Atlanta Dream, was traded a couple times, didn't actually play in the WNBA until 2022 when she played for the Chicago Sky. She didn't play that much in 2022, but she was ultimately traded to the LA Sparks. She played with the Sparks last season, played in quite a bit of games. Like, she played in 38 games last year. She played a substantial amount of minutes, averaging around 5.1 points a game, 3.7 rebounds a game. And then in February, she got traded to Seattle. Now, in her time in Seattle, everything looked a bit different, right? When she was originally traded to Seattle, it was like, okay, well, she's probably going to be, she's probably going to get a good amount of playing time. But here's the deal. Not only do you have, your two starters already in Ezi Magmagor and Nneka Ogwumike for your post, you also have, Dominique Malunga, who just joined the team. You got other post players ahead of you, and then Yueru, she's not getting much time, right? So far, she's been in 8 games so far for the Seattle Storm, and she's only averaging around 9.1 minutes a game and 2.9 points a game and 1.6 rebounds a game. That's not enough for Yueru, because part of the reason why Yueru is even in the WNBA is to develop for the Chinese national team, right? She's a big deal, right? She was huge for China in the Olympics when she averaged 17 points a game and 11 rebounds a game. The Chinese Federation wants Lee to get more playing time. They're basically like, hey, WNBA, Seattle Storm, if if you want Yueru to stay on your team, you need to play her more. If you're not going to play her, you either need to trade her or we're going to pull her. That's basically what's happening right now. That is basically what's happening, where the Chinese national team, they do have a large influence on what happens to their players in the WNBA. Like, this is not normal, I would say, for like other international teams. Right? It's not normal for the federation to be highly involved in a player's WNBA career. That's not something that necessarily happens for like Team Belgium or Team France or like whatever. But for China, that is the thing here. And so that's something that we have to keep in mind. So they want Yueru to be traded. Now, this isn't the first time they've wanted a player to be traded, but yeah, this is the most recent one. It is the most recent one because when it comes to Chinese national team players in the WNBA, the expectation is simple. If you're not getting minutes, you leave. Right? If you're not developing, you leave. So I don't think the trade request, in my opinion, is not personal. It's not personal at all. It is, not necessarily even about the coaching staff beyond like the minutes thing. It's more about, China being like, you know what? No, we have certain expectations for our players, and if you're not going to meet those, then we want them to be gone. So that's that. So as I said earlier, Seattle has a lot of stuff going on, right? Suspect has a lot of stuff going on, right? There's the, Jewell Loyd, alleging bullying and leaving the team or getting traded from the team on a request that she had. A assistant coach allegedly, using profanity at her post game over the weekend. We got Yueru, who is requesting to leave the team. Meanwhile, from what I can see, the Seattle Storm front office and coaching staff are quiet. They are quiet about this entire situation. That's what's happening here. It's a pileup of things related to the Seattle Storm. Now, none of these incidents, in my opinion, on their own are explosive, but together, it is just a lot. It's just a lot, especially for a franchise that is supposed to be rebuilding around Skylar and NECA and their new, the number 2 player in the league, Dominique Malunga. Right, they're trying to build something new. They're trying to establish themselves, and all of this stuff is a bit of a distraction. So yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing I just wanted to talk about real quick. So a lot going on. It is what it is. That's the update. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if y'all could make sure to hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. We got about 500 people in the chat. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Tulip says investigation for cursing is wild. It's not an investigation. So initially it was reported as an investigation, but Christina Williams ended up updating her reporting and said it's not an investigation. So again, here is a screenshot of her tweet. She originally did say an investigation, but it's not an investigation. It is the league is reviewing a complaint, is what she said, from a former Seattle Storm player who alleges an assistant coach directed profanity at them. So that's what we have. Okay. That is what we have. All right, guys, we are going to move on because who wants to talk about this all day? I don't. So let's move on and talk about the exciting thing, which are the May honors. All right, guys, we have had a fantastic, in my opinion, start to the WNBA. We've had a lot of awesome stuff happen, right? The first month of the 2025 season, the season that's going to give us 44 games each for each team, a season that has 13 players on it, or 13 teams in the league. It's a great start to the year, in my in my opinion. It's a very good start to the WNBA season. And if May taught us anything, it said that, hey, the league is stacked with a bunch of talent. And yeah, with that being said, we are only at June the 5th, which means it's still like barely into June. So it's still a good time to have a look back and take a look at May. And let's talk about the best of the best from May. All right. So in the East, we had Alysha Gray light it up in Atlanta, leading the Dream to their best start in a very, very long time, earning her first ever, I believe, Player of the Month award. We got in the West, we got Napheesa Collier, who is in full straight-up MVP mode, in my opinion. She is dominating on both ends of the floor while keeping the Minnesota Lynx undefeated. Guys, that's not it. That's not all that we have. We also have honors for Rookie of the Year, where Kiki Iriafen has burst out on the scene and has been absolutely lighting it up. Just dropped the 20-piece the other day. Like, she's doing her thing, averaging a double-double in her first 8 games and landing Rookie of the Month honors. And then finally, we got to talk about the coaches, because the coaches are doing their thing as well. We have 2 undefeated teams in the WNBA right now, and one of those teams is the New York Liberty. And Sandy Brondello, who is the coach of that team, she has led them to a flawless start, making it clear that, guys, last year's title for the New York Liberty was just the beginning, it seems. So yeah, let's talk about all this stuff. All right, let's talk about all of this stuff right now. And at first, I do actually want to talk, starting with Sandy Brondello, because we're on her right now. So let's talk with Sandy Brondello, and then we'll just go back and talk about everybody else in a little bit more detail, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from here. So here's the deal. The New York Liberty, they didn't come into 2025 being like, you know what? Yeah, we're just trying to defend our crown. Yeah, we just won the WNBA championship after so many times of trying and failing in the WNBA finals. Like, we've been at the finals for a long time, several years. We've been in the finals, and we just always lose. They finally won last year, and this year they're not coming in being like, you know what? We just want to barely win like we did last year. No, guys. The New York Liberty, they basically came to own the league. They got a beautiful, beautiful gift from the Connecticut Sun by the name of Natasha Cloud, where they basically gave up nothing for Natasha. And this is a team that, yes, they are dealing with, some injuries, right? You got Benigni Hamilton, who's out for the season. Like, she's done. Because she's hurt, right? And there was a question mark about how, well, at least in my mind, of like, how good would New York really be? Well, if you're looking at these games, you're like, well, pretty darn good, pretty darn good, I would say, because this team is undefeated. Their defense is looking really, really good. Their offense is looking really, really good, and they're just supercharged. They're just supercharged right now. Sandy Brondello just won the WNBA Coach of the Month award for May, and it makes sense. It makes sense for her to have that honor because Liberty are doing very, very good right now. This may be the most fun and most dominant time for the New York Liberty in terms of the basketball they play. Again, 7-0 start. This is a team that, dominated in May. Okay, let me go through some May stats. For the New York Liberty. They average around 90 points a game, 23 assists per game, guys. They shot 46 from the field. This is a team with a net rating of plus 19. Plus 19, guys. Crazy. The New York Liberty did not just win games. They absolutely dominated. They crushed teams. They looked really, really, really good doing it. And yeah, I'm talking about destroying Chicago, my team, and dropping 19 threes in a game. I'm talking about following that up, the domination against the Sky up, with dropping a 48-point win margin against the Connecticut Sun. Where they won by by a dominant margin, and also knocked down a whole bunch of threes. Here's the deal. This New York Liberty team is fire. And they are thriving on chemistry and a whole lot of structure. You got Natasha Cloud, who is just, she gives you defense, she gives you energy, she gives you great pace, she gives you just a PG that knows exactly what to do at all times. You got Maureen Johannes, who's back. The wizard, is that, did they call her? Either the wizard or magician, whatever they call her. She's just crazy out there. She shoots crazy shots, one-legged shots. She's just fun, flashy, and not only is she a great scorer, she's also an elite passer. So you got two really good passers. You got one of the top point guards in the league in Natasha Cloud. You got Jonquel Jones, who is doing her double-double thing. And here's the deal. I believe they said it in a recent broadcast. I'm like 95% sure that I heard them say the stat. They said when Jonquel Jones averages a double-double, it's pretty much a guarantee that the New York Liberty will win. It's pretty much a guarantee. You got Kennedy Burke, who is turning into what may be a most improved player of the year award. Y'all, Kennedy Burke is on her big one this year. And you got Sabrina Ionescu and you got Brianna Stewart, who are they normal selves, right? I'm just saying, this team is sharing the ball really well. Their assist numbers are crazy. Because, yes, they have a lot of great scorers and whatnot, but it's not selfish basketball. It's all in rhythm basketball. It all looks really, really good, right? This is not the first time Sandy Brondella has won this award. This is not the first time she's won it with the New York Liberty. But, we may be off to a Coach of the Year award, possibly, for Sandy Brondella. I'm just saying. And the decision for, I believe, the decision to go to the New York Liberty was huge for Sandy, right? Remember, she was done at Phoenix, and she needed a place to go. She needed a place to go, and New York was where she chose, and she has thrived there. Look, here's the deal. New York was already kind of like building some pieces before she got there, but when she got there, they made it to the finals in 2023, won the championship in 2024, and now in 2025 they're undefeated in their first several games. This team is looking pretty good. All right, and the thing I like is that Sandy, she has evolved her play style. Like, the way that this team runs with Natasha Cloud is different, significantly different than the way this team ran with Courtney Vandersloot. Now, is this a thing where it's all about coaching? No, because these players are hoopers and they're going to hoop regardless. But I tell you this, New York looks substantially better than they did last year. They look substantially better than they did in 2023 when they made it to the finals. Like, this team may be the best looking New York Liberty team that I've seen, like, in a very long time, if not ever, for the New York Liberty. And so they're just getting started. The repeat is on. So repeat tour, New York Liberty, they're doing their thing, and they're led by a really good coach. So shout out to Sandy Brondello for winning the Coach of the Year award. All right, let's talk about some of the other people who won, and I want to talk about Kiki Iriafen, guys, because I feel like I've talked a lot about her, and I will keep talking about her because there's just something about Kiki that I didn't expect, and because I didn't expect it, I am obsessed with the play of the Washington Mystics and like the play of their rookies, and specifically the play of Kiki Iriafen. Because here's the deal. Probably in post, I'll probably try to put a video up. But Kiki Iriafen, you know, she heard her name called in the locker room and she wasn't sure what it was about. But, you know, her coach decided to give her a bit of good news. He said that Kiki Iriafen is the first rookie in Mystics history to win Rookie of the Month. And the crowd goes wild. Rookie of the Month for the first time ever for Kiki, or for the Washington Mystics, and that is because Kiki Iriafen did her thing. And I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. Now, here's the thing. Let's be clear. Kiki Iriafen did not just ease into the WNBA. She didn't. Nah. That girl exploded in the WNBA. Right? When we talk about rookies, we're like, oh, okay, they're gonna get it together. Some of the rookies are gonna be a little slower. We didn't think that, like, we thought that maybe they'd be a little afraid of the other players, and, like, you know, they wouldn't do a ton, right? Like, okay, they're gonna be good. You know, they're gonna work hard. They're gonna do their best, but they're not gonna dominate, right? Like, they're not gonna do that great. Well, yeah, no one told Kiki Iriafen that. No one told her that. No one told her. No one. Because she has been a machine on the court. And I want to throw some stats at y'all real quick because I want to throw some stats because she's great. She's great. And I want to quantify her stats, even though truly I've told y'all all the time, I'm going to tell y'all again, it's not all about stats, right? It's not all about the box score. However, in the month of May, Kiki Iriafen averaged 13.9 points a game, 10.1 rebounds a game, and shot 47% from the field as a rookie, guys. When we looked at her game and we saw the players that she was going against, it wasn't like she was going against bad post players. She wasn't, guys. If we look at some of the players that Kiki went up against, so let's run through the list. Let's run through the list of the players she went up against, and I want you all to kind of put this in mind of how yes, Dave hit it right on the head. He said Kiki isn't asking permission. She's not asking permission from nobody. She's not afraid. She's not scared. She's not like, oh, I'm gonna defer to you. I'm gonna put some deference. No, she is like, I'm going straight at you. I'm not nervous, right? I'm not nervous at all. And when we look at her game, and we look at the players she went up against. So, like, right, for example, Alyssa Thomas, and Kiki was going after her, right? Alyssa Thomas. You got Aaliyah Boston, who she just went up against on Tuesday. You got Jonquel Jones and Brianna Stewart. You got the likes of Asia Wilson. You know, you got Tina Charles. You have Brittany Griner. You have so many big time post players, and Kiki's like, yeah, okay, let's ball, let's hoop, let's check up. I got this. And she's been doing just that. And her smirk is hilarious. I love it. I think it's very, very fun. Also, guys, Kiki Iriafen is one of 5 other players in league history to have averaged a double-double through her first 8 career games. Now, one of 5. Who are the other people who got it? Well, Tina Charles, legend. Candace Parker, legend. Yolanda Griffith, legend. Cheryl Ford, legend. And Natalie Williams as well. And now, Kiki Iriafen. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Kiki is different. LL Cool J, yes, says when Kiki screamed at AT, I was like, okay then, yes, because I didn't expect Kiki to be doing this. Like she's on her big one, guys. She really is. And personally, guys, I absolutely love to see it. I do love to see it. I think we had another super chat in here as well. Thank you so much to D-Time for the super chat. Says, is the WNBA management, ownership, and coaching prepared for the growth? No. I think some are. I mean, and also I think, things happen. Things come out of news that's not great. Even for like leagues that are already like super grown, i.e. the NBA, right? So I think they got more stuff to get ready with. They got more stuff to get ready with for sure. But yeah, I didn't expect Kiki to be this great, right? And I think it's great. And here's a wild part. Like, just a year ago, just a couple of months ago, there are people questioning, like, is Kiki Iriafen even going to be a high draft pick? Is Kiki Iriafen even going to be very talented in the WNBA? She transferred from Stanford to USC this past year. And in my opinion, I didn't think Kiki really fit USC's system. I didn't. That's my opinion. I didn't think she did. There were some other people who didn't think she did as well. And I was personally a bit like, how is she going to do in the WNBA? I knew eventually she was going to be good, but like, I didn't know she was going to be good her first year. But the Mystics took her, as a lottery pick, and she got to work. Not much hype, not much, but it was effort. She put her head down and she got to work. She got to work, and so she started her career going toe-to-toe with some of the best post players in the game. Now she's leading all rookies in rebounding. She's sort of towards the top in rebounding for the WNBA. She's shooting about 50% from the field, which is really, really good, while anchoring one of the youngest teams in the league. The Washington Mystics are a team in transition, I should say, right? You got the Elena Delle Donne era is over, though she is with the staff for the Washington Mystics. The old guard of the Washington Mystics is gone, right? But you got Kiki Iriafen, you got Sonia Citron, you got Lucy Olsen. They're all here, and they're all legit. The Mystics had 3 top 6 picks in the draft this past year. And Georgia Amore was looking to have a great year, but she tore ACL, and so that sucks. But she's with the team. She's gonna get back to where she was. She's with the coaching staff. You can see her like behind the bench at games and whatnot. She's still rocking and rolling, even though she's hurt, right? But you got Kiki putting up huge numbers. You got Sonia Citron putting up huge numbers. You got Lucy Olsen coming off the bench, making an impact for her team, right? So Kiki, in total, right, as of this moment, she's averaging 14.6 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, right? And then she has her teammate, another rookie who is starting. And Sonia Citron, it's not like she's a scrub. She's rocking and rolling as well. She is averaging 14.1 points a game, 4.4 rebounds a game, and 1.9 assists per game, right? Not only that, you remember that's not the only other rookie you got. You also have Lucy Olsen as well. While Lucy Olsen isn't playing a ton of minutes, I do like the minutes that she is playing. I do think that this is good experience for her, and this is not going to be like her best year ever this year. I don't expect that, but I do think that she's going to build off this year and get better and better and better. And she's averaging around 3 points a game, on around 10-ish minutes a game, and you know, you got these rookies who are starting something new with this team. You got Brittany Sykes in there. You got Steph Dolson in there, who may need to go to the bench, and Aaliyah Edwards needs to take full center stage, in my opinion. So, controversial thought, maybe, I don't know, but I'm of the mind. I am of the mind that Dolson is good. I like Stephanie Dolson a lot, and Kiki has been great, and she has earned that starting spot since Aaliyah Edwards was hurt at the start. But in my opinion, I need to see a lineup where Kiki and Aaliyah are both starting. Okay, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I need to see that. Okay, that's my request. That's my request. I still like Dolson. Have Dolson come off the bench until she can get her groove back, but she's been struggling lately, and I think she needs to come off the bench. Yeah. What do y'all think? Anyway, the Washington Mystics are looking good, and also, guys, I do think it's almost a easy thing that Kiki Iriafen will be the Rookie of the Year. In the last several years, the Rookie of the Month in May has ended up being the Rookie of the Year. Okay? So I think it's happening. I think it's happening, especially with Paige Beckers getting sidelined due to the concussion protocol. I think it's Kiki's race to lose right now. So, yeah, that's my thoughts there. The thing that makes Kiki Iriafen so dangerous is her ability to be versatile, right? She has post moves. She can hit the mid-range. She runs the floor like a guard in a lot of senses. And defensively, she's already adjusting to how the league is. She has great presence. She is just out there. She's like, hey, I'm going to do my job. I'm a hoop. I'm a rock out. You know, I'm going to score 20 on you, Indiana Fever. I'm going to score. I'm going to do it in an efficient way as well. 9 of 11 from the field for Kiki Iriafen. Like, it's the effort, it's the poise, it's the confidence that she plays with that is just crazy. Like, she is not a rookie anymore. In a lot of ways, she is a cornerstone to this team. And so, yeah. Kiki Iriafen, Rookie of the Month. Makes sense. She's just figuring it out. She's still young. However, she is on a great, great trajectory for the WNBA. I tell you that. All right. Let's move on real quick and talk about I got 8 minutes. Darn it. I got 8 minutes to go. Okay, let's talk about I was about to say Rookie of the Month. I already talked about Rookie of the Month. Let's talk about the Players of the Month for the WNBA. So, let's actually go Eastern Conference first, and then we'll go Western Conference. Eastern Conference Player of the Month is Allisha Gray. So, yeah, y'all may have heard me in the past talk a lot about Allisha Gray because Allisha Gray is great. I think she's a fan-freaking-tastic player. In a league filled with stars, especially in the East on the Eastern Conference, there's a lot of people to pay attention to when it comes to the WNBA in the Eastern Conference. But in May, there was one player who sort of transcended everybody else, and her name is Allisha Gray. Here's the deal. Allisha Gray, in a lot of senses from a substantial amount of people, even myself at times, consider Allisha Gray as like a secondary person to Ryan Howard, right? It's like Ryan Howard's here, Allisha Gray is like right here, like barely like right there, but like not like that sort of like what A1 type of player. However, in May, she was like, nah, I'm no one sidekick. I could be the main focus. So let's start off by talking about what Allisha Gray did in May. Right? Because in May, she was fan-freaking-tastic. right? In May, she was fantastic. Right? So in May, she led the Eastern Conference in total points with 150 points total, right? She averaged 21.4 points a game, 5.1 rebounds a game, 4.6 assists per game, shooting around 50% from the field. She was 43% from the three-point line, and she was the only player in the Eastern Conference to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.6 assists during this past month. Now, I think maybe I'm the only person who thought that. I may be the only person who thought that because it seems like y'all in the chat are actually like, yeah, y'all never had Alicia behind Ryan. I did. I just did, mainly because of truly how physical and downhill of a player that Ryan Howard has been in the past, and I was like, oh yeah, I just did, right? So I think I must have been just way off. I don't know. Wasn't trying to disrespect Alicia at all. I just thought that this was a great dynamic duo. They were fantastic, but I didn't think that Alicia Gray would be a player of the month. However, she straight up dominated last month. Straight up, to the point where it was just man, you can't deny the talent, right? She dropped 25 points in 4 out of 7 games, right? She was rocking and rolling. Had 28 or something like that against Seattle. It's not just about the scoring, guys. Because y'all know me, I'm not all about the scoring. It's about the impact. When Alicia Gray was on the court, when she was doing her thing, there was nothing that anyone can do to stop the Atlanta Dream. It just wasn't. And when we look at the fact that Brittany Griner has been down and missed several games already, when you think about just the way that this team operates and how they were planning to operate this year, Alicia Gray has thrived in that, right? Thrived. And she's rocking out. This team, this Atlanta Dream team has actually gone through quite a bit of stuff. They've kind of gone through the ringer of sorts, in terms of close games. But they have found a way to win tough ones. And a huge reason why is because of Alicia Gray. They're 5-2 on the season so far, second in the East, which is really, really good. And now we have Alicia Gray becoming the third Dream player to ever win Player of the Month, right? The other people who won was Angel McCautry and Tiffany Hayes, right? And Alicia Gray, she's putting her stamp on this franchise. She is not just a scorer. She is a cornerstone piece to this team. So it's something about being efficient, hungry, poised, calm. The thing I love about Alicia Gray is we've been saying it for years, but she is someone who is fine with seemingly anything, right? Alicia Gray does not get that much attention, in my opinion. And she doesn't demand it, right? She doesn't say, y'all better pay attention to me or blah, blah, blah. She just does her business, right? She's the one who goes in to the WNBA All-Star Weekend, plays in both the Skills Challenge and the Three-Point Challenge, wins both, and is just her country self, with her accent and just fun-loving, and she's just awesome. She's just such a cool person. I feel like she's one of those people that you would just want to talk to and hang out with, and just have a good time, because she's just that person. She's calm, she's cool, she seems to be shy, and she does her food reviews. It's her and Ryan that does the food reviews and whatnot, and in a lot of ways, with this Atlanta Dream team, Allisha Gray has deferred to Ryan Howard. She has, in my opinion, in years past. And this year, we're like seeing way more of Allisha Gray, who was just front and center. Let's go. Let me put my team on my back. I got this, right? So here's the deal. June is about to be wild for the Atlanta Dream. They got a lot of good teams to go against, but I tell you, Allisha Gray is ready for it. She is. She's not just the player of the month for the Eastern Conference. She is. She's a problem to go against. Okay. Because she can do a little bit of everything on the court, and she does it. She does it all with a smile, which is always kind of fun. And she has those goggle things. I love those things. I love those things. She's put them in put them in style, right? That's a stylish thing. All right. Anyway, shout out to Allisha Gray for being the Rookie of the Month for the Eastern Conference. And I tell you this, I knew Allisha Gray was great. I mean, I've been watching her for years. However, I didn't think she would win. Coming into the season, if you would have asked me, is Allisha Gray going to win Player of the Month? I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said she would have won. But she did, and she's awesome. And I'm just like, heck yeah. Like, I love to be proven wrong. I love when people are like, actually, nah, I'm rocking out. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're good. They're very good. But yeah, they're not gonna win Rookie of the Month for Kiki Iriafen, and she did it. They're not gonna win. Player of the Month, and Allisha Gray just did it. She's awesome. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Let's see what y'all have to say in the chat. Tisha says she has her own restaurant and is self-proclaimed cheap. She does? I didn't know Allisha had a restaurant. I gotta check it out. Where is her restaurant? I have to check it out. It's in according to Google, she has a place called WNB Factory in Midgeville, Georgia. Where is that place? Is that close to Atlanta? That's awesome though. I didn't know she had a restaurant. That is really, really awesome. Anyway, all right. Ooh, I'm over an hour. I said I was going to be less than an hour, but I'm over an hour. Real quick, let's go through Napheesa Collier real quick. So Napheesa Collier, I mean, what is there to really say about Napheesa Collier? We all know how great she is. Let's just real quick, Napheesa. So, when we talk about Napheesa Collier, she is someone who is just unstoppable. Like, she's just great. She's great. She is the Player of the Month for the Western Conference for the West. I already said that. Anyway, and this is one of those things where, like, it was obvious, in my opinion, that of course it was going to be Napheesa Collier. The Minnesota Lynx are on to a historic tear, really. They are undefeated so far in the season, and she has been in every game but one. And she's been anchoring the team on both offense and defense and really making a case for MVP this season. She is someone who is a former Rookie of the Year, a former Defensive Player of the Year, an Olympian, but Napheesa Collier has never been a Player of the Year. And I think, well, that may end up changing because she has started off the year with a bang, winning the Player of the Month honors. Because right now, in my opinion, you all may disagree, but in my opinion, Napheesa Collier is the best player in the WNBA right now. She is. All right, let me spell it out to you as to why. Napheesa Collier is averaging 25.1 points a game. Top of the WNBA with that. She's averaging 8.7 rebounds a game. And even though she's a post player, even though a short post player, she's averaging 3.4 assists per game and 2.1 steals a game. She's making her money in the paint. She is also someone who can stretch the floor and knock down a three. She's also someone who can get to the bucket when she wants. Dude, she's averaging 40% from the three this year. 40%. 52% overall. If she keeps this up, this is going to be the best offensive year of her career. In terms of not just scoring, but efficiency. When you look at Napheesa Collier's game, where's the flaw? It doesn't really exist, right? Yes, she does have a great team. Yes, her team is super, super talented. Super talented, right? I mean, you got K-Mac who's back. You got Courtney Williams and Atisha Heidemann, who I just talked about yesterday. You got some good players. You got Atlanta Smith. You got some good players on your team. Bridget Carlton. But this team goes on Napheesa Collier. She is someone who will block a shot. She will do a little bit of everything. And personally, I love to see it. Go says, I love when Quita calls us dude. Dude is one of my favorite words ever. And I feel like I have to be careful now because some people get offended if you say dude. And I'm just like, dude, I'm of the mind that Good Burger, where it's I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. It's just, it's just a phrase. But yeah. Anyway, Napheesa Collier was someone who dropped 30-some points in the home opener, right? This is someone who is just about her business, right? 34 points in her home opener. She followed that up with 23. Then she had 28. Then she had 33. She is doing her thing right now. And I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Napheesa Collier is great. She's a fantastic player. So yeah, she is player of the month. I believe this is for the first time. Isn't this for the first time ever for Napheesa Collier? But let's be honest, she's been doing this stuff for years. She is, leading this team, doing what she does best. And hey, player of the month, cool. Player of the year, MVP, I think it's coming. Anyway, that's the stream. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. And again, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with me. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Be kind to someone. Tell somebody that they matter because they truly, truly do. Send this video to somebody. Please, please, please send this to someone. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend that Quita Loves Sports is on the internet. And guys, I have been hinting at an announcement for, it feels like weeks now, but it is almost here where I'm actually able to announce it. So I'll have a special episode of the stream on Monday. So if y'all, we'll have a stream tomorrow. Assuming no tech issues, but Mr. President, come here. There's Mr. President for y'all. So hopefully this holds y'all over until Monday, where I will be able to make the announcement of what I have been waiting for weeks to announce. Anyway, I'll see y'all next one. Love y'all, and tell somebody that you love them as well. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.